Hey there guys, John Campea here, and thanks for visiting my movie vlog. You know, if you're like me, one of your most reliable go-to places to watch all your movies online is Netflix. But it looks like in 2019, Netflix may be taking a pretty big hit. CNN is reporting that Disney has decided that in 2019, they will be ending their deal with Netflix to allow Netflix to become its go-to destination for online streaming. Instead, the news outlet reports, Disney is going to be launching their own streaming services for their own content. Now, they're also going to be doing that in 2018 with their own ESPN brand for sports, but in 2019, they're launching a new streaming service for their Disney live action and animated, including Pixar, material. It should be noted that one of the things that was not specifically mentioned in the report is what Disney is going to do with their Marvel properties and their Lucasfilm properties. There's nothing in there about Star Wars and the MCU being moved off there as well, but one can only assume if Disney is looking down the road at their own streaming services, that's probably going to be in the cards for their MCU and Star Wars stuff as well. A move like this really shouldn't surprise anybody. For the last number of years, Disney has been playing a very serious game of we don't need you to do what we want to do. For example, let's look at Comic-Con. Every year, Comic-Con was the place to go with all the big studios to make all their big announcements. But Disney decided, you know what? I don't know that we need Comic-Con. Let's do our own Star Wars celebration, and let's do our own D23. With their Marvel property, The Incredible Hulk, right now there's a deal in place where if they make an Incredible Hulk movie, it's got to be distributed by Universal. So Marvel just goes, you know what? If we don't need you, why would we do it? And right now, that kind of seems to be what the message Disney is now sending out to Netflix. If we can do it ourselves, why do we need you, and why would we need to split that revenue and split that money with anybody else other than ourselves? And while we may be tempted to look at a move like that by Disney and say, oh, they're being greedy, really, if you think about it, it kind of makes total sense. I mean, if you can have the market on your own properties and not have to rely on third parties like Netflix or like Comic-Con or like Universal to do your own stuff with your own properties, it kind of seems to make a lot of sense, especially if you have the resources to do it on your own, to just do it on your own. The interesting thing to see here is what kind of effect, if any, will this have on Netflix? Now, look, Netflix kind of right now is like the giant untouchable juggernaut. It seems to be the immovable object, like everything has to go to Netflix. But if a serious player like Disney, if they move their live action Disney stuff and they move their Pixar stuff and their Disney animation stuff, and if they go ahead and move their Marvel stuff and their Lucasfilm stuff and all that stuff off Netflix to another streaming service, the stranglehold, if you will, that Netflix seems to have on this entire market could become in question. Which raises an interesting question. Let's say you just had the money to only buy one streaming service per month. You can either have Netflix or you could have this Disney streaming service, which has all of their Disney films, Disney animation, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, everything else connected to Disney. Which one do you spend your $12 a month on? I'll be honest with you, I don't know what I would do. But the real question here is, what do you think about this move by Disney? Do you think this is a wise, shrewd, good business move? Do you think this is Disney getting ahead of itself and maybe getting out of a game that is working for them with Netflix? Jump into the comments section and leave your thoughts. Listen, guys, while you're here, make sure you click on the subscribe button, become a subscriber to my YouTube channel. And if you are one of my subscribers and somebody who enjoys my 70 to 90 videos every month, consider visiting my Patreon page and becoming one of my Patreon supporters. Thanks a lot for joining me, guys. My name's John Campea, and until the next video, bye-bye.